Hi, it's John and Clay with Transoms Direct. Today we're going to install this double hung door with a transom above into the opening behind us. Clay, what parts are we going to use in this install?
Well, this is your double French door. That's a common product for home office, a lot of different applications. These are your casing legs right here. This is your casing headpiece. And this is your mullion, which is going to go on the seam in between the transom and the door.
Okay. Now, these double doors are a little bit more challenging than a single door, just from the standpoint that they do come in a number of different configurations. And when I mean configurations, I mean sometimes these door slabs are not exactly the size that they're stated to be or their nominal size. Also, there can be items like a T-astrical or a lock in the center. So what we recommend on double hung doors is that you make a measurement from the inside to the inside of the jamb. If you do that, it's going to be right every time. So don't necessarily go with what you read on the label on the door or what you read on the website. You either need to call a manufacturer or talk to your rep and understand what the inside to inside jamb width is, or you need to physically measure it on the door that you're going to install. So that's what we're going to do right here. So Clay, let's measure this door and let's talk about the measurement. So we've got 60 inches here.
60 inches. Yep.
And what we're being careful to do here is we're measuring from the jamb, point to the jamb for us, Clay, there, and we're not measuring the stop, which is this interior portion, okay?
Right.
That's gonna give us the measurement. Once we have that jamb to jamb interior measurement, that is going to be what the width of the transom sash that we order is going to be. So this particular transom sash over here has already been put in a jamb. It's completely ready to install, but when we originally ordered it, it was a 60-inch sash to match the measurement here. Okay, so that's enough about the door sizing. The rough opening size for a door is always going to be plus 2 inches from your interior jamb to jamb width. That's very standard in the industry. It doesn't change when you add a transom. We're just going to go up, and we'll talk about that when we come back to the next segment. This isn't really a door install video, so we're going to go ahead and install the door and come back and we'll talk about how to add the transom to it. Clay, why don't we put the level on there, just make sure that we're plumb level and square.
Yeah, and we've set this, we checked the floor beforehand, so we knew this was going to set level, so it's right on.
Okay, terrific. What's next?
Next, put the transom in there.
All right, so all we're going to do is just lay it right over the top of the door. And make sure
you line up your two inside edges, make sure it's flush on the front, and this is ready to nail.
Okay, let's do it.
Now this will just to hold it in place for right now. And when we put all the casing and mullion on it, it's going to tie it all together. And one option here also, just to make it solid so that when you're casing it, it's not wiggling around, is you can put a couple of shims right here in the side, and then just nail through the side of the transom jamb into the framing, and that'll keep it a little bit more rigid while you're doing the trim installation.
You also can nail it on the other side, just like you were doing there.
You can nail it, yeah. You can nail down for the other side. Exactly.
Yeah. So we're not going to do that now. What are we going to do next?
Next, we're going to put our casing up.
All right.
All right, so here's my head casing. I'm gonna get this evened out. This is 3/8 of an inch longer than the inside of the opening. That'll leave me a 3/16 reveal on each side. So when I see 3/16, I am ready to nail. Yep, that's good. And go all the way down with that.
So Clay, we're nailing this into the jamb of the door and the transom. Is that right? This first trip around?
Yeah, that's inside edge, 3/16 setback. And you just want to get these nails in there. That holds the casing to your jamb. And it also kind of reinforces the basic installation. So the next thing I'm going to do, grab the mullion. I'm going to cover up my seam between the transom and the door and nail that in. And I nail some nails into the upper jamb of the transom and some nails into the lower jamb of the door. And that way it helps tie the two together. And so there's the finished trim. So now I'm going to come back and hit it with the bigger nails and nail it into the framing, through the casing into the framing. That's going to be right here. Boom, boom.
Okay, we've got the door unit installed with the transom above. Clay, this looks really good. You know, it just came into my mind that a lot of people ask us, should the pattern of the transom above, that meaning the muntin bars, match the muntin bars in the door? What do you think about that?
I really shouldn't, because what will happen is you'll get uneven spacing trying to line it up with these, and it just doesn't look right when it's finished.
Okay, so this is, for every house I've ever built with you, this is exactly how we've done it. It's looked terrific. If you've got, for instance, a home office or something you're doing with a set of French doors, consider adding a transom above. It really looks good. Thanks for watching. Did you know that transoms can be installed over an opening that doesn't have a door at all? Check out the top video and see how to build a beautiful cased opening to a kitchen, a family room, or a hallway. And don't forget the planning section of our website, linked below, for detailed planning and measuring information. Thanks for watching.